What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Yep, interior looks a little different. That's because I'm working on my wife's SUV, her '07 Expedition. Right now what I have going on, I have a couple of things going on all at once. I'm doing a Android radio install, and as you guys know, the voltmeters on here are just the dummy gauges. There we go. So as you can see, it's just a dummy gauge. It just tells you low, high. Well, this one right here is a little cheapy off of eBay. It's green. That's the color she chose. I actually have one in my diesel, my '02 F350, and I also have one in my F150. And they are very helpful in telling you exactly what your voltage is. Plus, instead of having to scramble for a bullet when you need to charge your phones, all you need is your phone or cable. That's it. It's really that simple. A lot of the newer vehicles, a lot of you guys that have, like, I don't know, 2010s and up are probably laughing like, dude, those are already in vehicles. Not every vehicle came with them, that are older. So, some of the options are you can pull your factory cigarette lighter, because neither my wife nor I smoke. We vape, actually. So this is actually an unnecessary primitive device. Anyway, for those of you that may be trying to fight... Oh, I didn't know I put my big sausage fingers in the way. I apologize. So as you can see, there are two ears on this thing, right across from each other. Now, I thought that they pressed in, but they don't. They're made of metal, and they're very strong. The way it comes out, you press... Hang on. So you press back this way. So you press it towards... So if you have it like this, you're going to be pushing it in. And then from back here, you're going to rotate it. And there are actually some little notches that you'll line those ears up with. And then you'll be able to push it right out. Not a problem. What I'm going to do, because this 12 volt, as well as this one here, now this one's not being touched. That one's going to be left as is. But this one right here is going to be, from the factory, it's constant. So it's going to be switched over to switched. I did the same thing with my diesel as well as my 150, so this is nothing new. Now, I was reading some information, and I saw a couple of YouTube videos about people that went aftermarket radio. Supposedly, there's no 12 volt switched for this year model for radio. I have no idea. I'm about to find out here shortly. If it does, then I'm not going to worry about it. If it doesn't, then all I'm going to do... Someone was making a YouTube video and they bought some sort of elaborate kit and they did this and that, and I'm like, why not just tie into something that's switched? This fan motor is 12 volt switched. All this stuff down here is 12 volt switched. Now your older models, like on my '02, 150 and 350, this right here is vacuum. But on this model, it just so happened to be electrical. So that's all switched. That's all 12 volt switched. So, if this, see, your yellow is usually your constant, but this red here, that says switched on it. If the radio does not turn on with the key, when I turn the key, then I will actually reroute power and put it somewhere on one of these harnesses here, and I will show you guys if that's what I end up having to do. That way no one's struggling, having to buy all these elaborate kits and stuff. It's really dumb in my opinion, but to each their own. The main reason I'm making this video is, do you see that blend door actuator back there? I have 30 years of automotive experience, so when I see people saying, oh, they went you know, they did this and they did that, you know. And I even watched a Ford Make You Local channel, which that guy has been an absolute godsend in my opinion. He said he went in through the glove compartment. Now, I believe he was working on a 2013 truck, not an SUV, so I do believe those dashes are made differently. I am not in any way trying to badmouth Ford Make You Loco, or actually his name's Brian, but I'm not trying to badmouth him or say he did something wrong. I mean, he does this for a living. So he actually has more experience than I do, even though I've been working on vehicles longer than he's been alive. I think he looks younger than me, but he actually has more experience because he does it for a living. But I tried doing it his way, coming in through the glove compartment, and it didn't work for me only because, I'll show you. You see that right there? That's why. That big old bear claw of mine. You know, Brian's hands aren't that big. You know, he was mentioning about it being a tight fit for him, so, you know, I kind of figured, oh, this ain't going to work for me at all. So, how did I get this in here? And as you can see, both of those screws are down. Let me reduce the brightness of my flashlight, that way it's not blinding. So, as you can see, both of those screws are all the way tightened down. So, how did I get the old one out, and how did I get the new one in? So, it's simple. What I ended up doing, if you can see that ear back there on that the screw goes down onto, so what I ended up doing is busting the old ear off, and I just simply took a pair of pliers like this. These have like a 25-degree bend from them. They're just simple Harbor Freight pliers. I also have, oh, where'd they go? Oh, they're in my lap. So I also have these 45s. The 45-degree pliers, and these are also a godsend. I mean, I use these to get it started. You know, I use my finger to push it down in there and then just get that first little bite on it. But then I use this to get it down enough. You know, it took forever. It took me maybe 15-20 minutes just on this bolt alone. You know, turning it. Sometimes it would slip, and I'd say a few choice words. Get back on it, turn it. You know, you fall off that horse, get back on there. You know, turn it. After that was said and done, oh, where's my other magical tool? Here we go. So this is from Husky. This is a ratcheting wrench. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to use the ratcheting section on here, but I was able to get the box in, and that's actually how I ended up tightening the front one down. And I also was able to get it on this one. So what I ended up having to do is hold it in this really awkward area or position, kind of like this. And then you just tighten it. And then you spin it around. However you can get a bite on that bolt. You know, just as long as it was down enough. And I just kept turning it until eventually it bottomed out. So, no, you don't have to take the dash off of these year models to get the blend door actuator in. As a matter of fact, let me plug that in. Come on. Come on. Alright. So, no, you don't need to take the dash out of these vehicles to get it done. And again, I was watching a Ford Make You Loco video, and he was, I believe, showing a 2011. Or 2013, I don't remember the exact year model, but they actually turned the blend door actuator. They realized they screwed up. Hey, you know, you're making it difficult to work on these vehicles. So what they ended up doing was they slightly gave it like maybe a 20-degree turn. No, not even that. Maybe a 15-degree turn. So see where this pigtail is? This pigtail was literally just like right here where this bolt is, but it was angled. So it was like that. And that much of a difference in, you know, angle, you would be able to See, the reason it's so hard, let me see if I can hold the flashlight, hold the camera, and get down in there and point to where I'm trying to show you guys. I should have just used the flashlight on my phone, but I didn't think of that. But anyway, so see where the screw is? If I can get my big sausage finger out of the way. So this screw is literally right here where this slant is in this air box. You can't cut that. Well, you can, but you're going to lose all your air. That's actually part of, it's not like a structural integrity thing or anything like that. That is literally part of the duct work. So if you cut that out, you're going to be leaking air. It's not going to have a good seal, and no one's going to be comfortable, you know, when it's hot or cold, because you're going to be leaking all your air back here in this dash. That's where all your air is going to go. So, yes, it's dumb that they designed it like this. Because what they could have simply done is sent this portion up. Because there's not really anything above that. As you can see, there's a gap right there. So they could have actually sent that up. But as you see, it's made to where it's got one of those Christmas tree push pin thingies. So it pushes into here. But they could have done that up here. That's just a wiring harness right here. So they could have reversed this, put this up here, put that up there, and you'd be able to get you a wrench back there. Or not a wrench, but a long enough socket. But this air ductwork plus this metal bar or bracket on this bar, and then this wiring harness running the length of this little bar here. I guess this is a crash bar. You can't get anything down in there. But if this were all up here, you'd be able to just stick you up. There I am going again, lowering the... Okay, so what I'm trying to say is if this bracket here and this little part of the ductwork were all up here, you'd be able to stick you a little wrench right here. And I'll show you exactly what I mean. I mean a ratchet, not a wrench. So you'd be able to take this just like this. See how that's in the way? I'm hitting this. If this were not here, if this weren't here, I'd be able to put that right on there. That's a design flaw. They could have simply put that up there on the top. And there is room up there for them to do that. And you'd be able to just stick that wrench right, or that ratchet right there, tighten that puppy up, and go on your merry way. But some people talk about spending an hour on that. I spent maybe 30 minutes on that. Because, you know, I'm kind of impatient and I'm trying to get things done. But, yeah, that's a major design flaw. I love this SUV. Don't get me wrong. It's not hard to work on. It's just like my 02 F-150 with a little bit more plastic to remove out of my way. That's just my honest opinion. It's a lot nicer. The steering is a lot tighter. You know, and like I said, it's really it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna come out and just be a little posh about it. Yes, it's aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I do like the curves on this vehicle. I'm jealous of my wife's SUV, but I'm happy that she loves this. And I'm not taking this from her because I have that bad boy over there. So, I mean, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'm hoping that this video kind of helped a few people that may be struggling with this. It was aggravating to me, but I got to move on to something else, and I wasn't expecting to rant for 15 minutes about a screw-up on Ford's end. But, yeah, I got to get this radio put in. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Later, Gators.